And welcome back to Wrestling Mindset. Today we're here with the great Parker Keckeisen. Parker, how's it going?
Good. Great. I don't know if I'm great, but I appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, we'll jump right into it. We always are thinking about mindset, how to improve. Start off with your journey in wrestling and how you've developed over time with, of course, yeah, your technique too, but mostly your mindset.
My mindset over time, it started with just like I don't know, I didn't really love wrestling at first. I think everyone goes through that phase though. I didn't love wrestling. My dad was making me do it and making me do it. He encouraged me to do it. And just going to practice, wrestling. It was just something I did. I played baseball mostly. Baseball. What else? I didn't play football in high school, but my mindset was just have fun. And when I was a kid, and then I don't know, it was more just like I have to do it. But as I grew older, and credit Max Askren, he he instilled in me. He found a way for me to love the sport, and I did love baseball, but there's just a I didn't like the politics of it, and it was like you had to. I don't know. I couldn't control as much. I
Right.
put into it. I uh I got out of it in wrestling, and definitely in high school, I think I made the jump where I wanted to go to practice on my own, like and get to practice. And Max had a weird way of doing it. I think like almost games. It was like I almost went there to hang out with my buddies. Most of my buddies were wrestling. Ellis Flegger, Dejon Johnson, just to go hang out with them. And we were playing. We were being competitive in mat ball. And then all of a sudden, I was also working on my wrestling skills. So and just through learning and loving it, and all of a sudden, I wanted to get on the mat each day. And because I don't know, Ben and Max, they both talked about they didn't take any days off. And yeah, like they woke up, they're like, how can I get better at wrestling? And for me, that was getting on the mat and working on skills. So it was like Monday through Thursday we have practice, but Friday, Saturday, I don't know, Max when I got older, he allowed me to open up the mat, open up the academy, and just I don't know, I needed someone to wrestle. Maybe it was Ellis, maybe it was Dejan, but we got to a point where we could extend it to like everyone in the academy, and we had a good amount of people. And it was crazy. They had open. I have a video. This was about a year ago. The North Shore Open mat. There was like it was. I swear it was just a full practice. They were warming up mat ball. I'm like, wow, this is crazy how much that academy has grown. And so my mindset was just I don't know, show up, get better, and a little bit better each day. That's kind of the mindset I like to approach anything with. Whether that's my relationship, that my growing in my faith, my wrestling, school, and maybe hopefully school a little bit more. But it's just get a little bit better each day, and God will take care of the rest. Like I don't know if you read Chop Wood Carry Water. I'm sure a lot of people read Chop Wood Carry Water. Surrender the outcome, the things you can't control. That chapter, surrender. And he's like, I can't really control much. I can control getting better each day. I can control my attitude. And I'm gonna let God take care of the rest. So, and there's a lot of
That's
peace
right.
around.
That's right. It's always it's the both and, right? These paradoxes in the world where we have to control everything we can control, but realize also that it's ultimately not in our control. And
Yeah.
people get that balance wrong, right? It's about not having that big perspective. And I mean, only faith can really provide that with that strong metaphysics underneath, that ontology that's holding it all together. What actually is, not just what we're making up, because when we make up our own purpose, it's very subjective. And subjective is not a far cry from arbitrary, like we're just making it up as we go along. So we want to be rooted on truth. Absolutely. Now talk about, did you ever battle nerves? Was there anything where getting anxious before matches or overthinking or anything like that that you felt like you overcame?
Yeah, I think I get nervous before about every match. I think there's always you can lose every match. It was actually in Vegas. Roper had a yeah, I gotta remember what he said to me, but it was like, yeah, you already realized you can lose every match, right? You can get packed, you can get pinned, You can get beat. So why don't you just go out there and enjoy it? Like it's already an option. Now go enjoy it. And I was like, oh, I don't know. There's something there. I was like, oh, and I don't know. I think last year at NCAAs, I was at the most peace. It was like where, and also like I think about Vegas too. Is like before any of these matches, like Saturday night, we're gonna go get dinner as a team. Like nothing's gonna change there. If I win, go 0-2, uh, and there's peace knowing that. And I don't know. I think last year at NCAAs for my nerves, I think I carried around like a soccer ball. I was like, what do we do before practice? I was trying to make the NCAA tournament, actually any competition. I don't know, even like Big 12s. We were playing a game probably like 5 minutes before before I ran out to the finals. I had to like rush and tie my shoes. And so I was like, all right, there's like a seed point in there. It's like I'm gonna play a game. So I carried around a stupid soccer ball. I was juggling it, and it helped me stay. We used to play this game where you juggle and throw it at each other. So I was like, it's a game. It's a game before practice, right? I've been playing games before practice since I've been in ninth grade, going back to mat ball. But so I'm like, all right, I might look weird, but I'm a juggle this soccer ball around, and it put me at ease. And I knew on Monday morning after NCAAs or any tournament, even Vegas, is like I was gonna be in the wrestling room probably either getting a lift in or working, watching film. So there's a lot of peace that whatever this outcome is, it's not really gonna change what I do the next day or my life. Like my parents are still gonna love me, my coaches are still gonna love me, my girlfriend will still love me. It's like it's funny. So
No, but it makes a lot of sense. And it almost seems like these points are so obvious. But when you talk to high performers, they come to that realization. Like it's almost like when we get to the point where we really want to win, it's like I have to win. And if I don't win, it's like flashing signs, not okay, not okay. But
yeah.
like you said, once you kind of give yourself permission, like, hey, it's happened before, it'll probably happen again. We got that out of the way. I
Mhm.
could go compete and I could compete freely. And knowing that your life is still stable, the faith is stable, your relationships are stable. What you're going to be doing after is stable. So it's just the outcome of this match. It's not that big of a deal. That perspective is huge. And I think a lot of people don't want to confront that. Like people say, oh, what if I lose? Like, what do you say? What are you saying to me? Don't say that. But I think when you're able to confront it like that, you see it more realistically. I mean, what are your thoughts with that?
Yeah, it's like, what if I lose? Nothing's changing, right? Say I lose the first round match. It's like you're gonna go have another 7 minute match. I think more for me, I get nervous is like, am I gonna go out there and wrestle hard? And it's like once the whistle blows, it's like, oh, relief. It's like almost I just need this match to start. It's like Taylor Luhan and I talk about it. Well, he talks about it. He's like, I just need to get clubbed first. Like I just need to get clubbed and I'll be ready to roll. And it's for scrap days because like we both get anxious. It's like, yeah. It's like, all right, now you're in the fight. And I guess I think I went on a tangent there, but what was pull me back
No,
to this
that's
pull me back to
that's
this.
good. Keep going.
Yeah, so I get more nervous for like, am I gonna go give my best effort? And instead of am I gonna go out there and win or lose, right? Because it's like once I'm in the match, it's like I can only control. Doug preaches all the time: go win that next position, go win the next position, go win the hand fight, go get the legs, go. Now you're in finish work. Now you're in. All right, now you're in your top breakdown. It's just if I get taken down, it's not going to be the end of the world. It's going to be 7 minutes. Like I gotta go. I gotta get back up. I gotta get sealed out. Get to my feet. Maybe get a reversal and go try to wrestle. And what do we do so much time practicing? We practicing how to wrestle. I know how to wrestle, and I'm in shape enough that I'm gonna go wrestle for 7 minutes. And I know there's always a part where say you have a bad mentality or something's dawning on you and you wrestle to your fullest, and you just have to be okay with that. Like, you're not going to wrestle your best every day, and that's okay.
That's another one of those things that I think is difficult for a lot of people to cope with. Like, oh, what if I don't wrestle my best? It's like, all right, maybe you don't wrestle your best. So what? Like, in fact, I would think the reason why you're training is so you could get it done, even if you're not at your best, even if you're at one of your worst.
Yeah, well, that's what we try to. You got to train at a high level, and that's what Rope, Doug, Randy, and Drew all preached us. It's like you got to train at a yeah, you got to train at a high level. So say your worst day is that you take third at the NCAA tournament. All right, your best day, you win it. Hopefully, you're going on the freestyle stuff, and your worst day, you take bronze at the Olympics. Like, but you know what I'm saying? You gotta train, you gotta live right, you gotta eat right, sleep right, and you gotta get your mental right. I know that's one thing I'm real learning self-love. I put out a post yesterday about how important my journal is, and just talking about my worries, talking about the good, talking about my day. And it's I've seen massive growth there, and so just trying to you gotta I don't know. The first thing Rope told me when I got on campus, or like one of the first, it was you got to have everything in a line. You got to have relationship, you got to have wrestling, you got to have spiritual, you got to have social. I might have said social, but like those four all in a line, all okay, because one affects the other. If your relationships are bad, your wrestling's going to go down. If your wrestling's down, something's going to lack in your relationship. And spiritually, you're not right. Same, you know what I'm saying? They're all I should actually know the word. I think I just learned it in class, but they all they all affect each other. So it's like, how can I keep that in a line? That's why I love the idea of get better each day, right? I'm gonna get better a little bit in my faith. I'm gonna get better a little bit with my relationship with my family. I'm gonna get a little bit better with wrestling, and I'm gonna get a little bit better spiritually, and let God be in control of my life. And I feel like that's surrender almost. It's like, all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And all those things. I mean, man, there's so much you said, even just now, that we could lean into each one of those things, but it's right. It's everything does need to be aligned. You're getting a little bit. That's one point, right? Not letting any area of your life dip to the best of your ability, right? And no one's perfect. We're all human. Getting a little bit better every single day in all those different areas, or at least trying to, at least having it on your radar. All that is big. And the focus, like you said before, about even going back to what Coach said about just improve this position right now. Just get a little bit better from where you're at in this position. Like, make the next best move. That's staying in the present moment. There's not a preoccupation with the future or the past. Yeah, I mean, all that is just so big.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I do love learning. Especially things I'm interested. I know wrestling. I'm interested. Like anatomy. I took anatomy this year. Is something I really enjoyed learning. I enjoy reading my Bible. I enjoy talking to my girlfriend, learning about her. But so it's like finding those things I'm interested in and growing into it. It's enjoyment, and I think we are called to we definitely have interest, and I'm grateful that wrestling, I don't know, I love learning wrestling skill, and whether that's watching film or learning it on the mat. I had an individual this morning working on almost like clearing right hand and faking the leg. It's like I could do that. I don't know if I could do it all day. I gotta eat, but I could do that for a while. Like, we have film. Rope's been real on us about watching film, and
the time is now to take your mindset to the next level with Wrestling Mindset. Make sure you go to our website, wrestlingmindset.com, and sign up for your free trial session today. Don't wait any longer. You want the mental edge right now. When you sign up for the free trial session, you're also going to get a copy of our free ebook, Building the Predator Mindset. This book has helped thousands of people build confidence, relax under pressure, get motivated, and build mental toughness in wrestling, school, and life. Make sure you sign up for your free trial session today.
it's a recording ourselves practice. It's just like, all right, it's like mental reps outside the room. And
Right.
yeah.
Mental reps are big, and we get a lot of reps from the neck down, but not a lot of reps from the neck up. So what
Yeah.
are some things like if you have a young kid who came to you and said, "Hey, how can I, Parker, you're really good mentally, you're solid in different areas in your mindset. What are some things I could do to gain mental reps for, I don't know, whatever, confidence, relaxing under pressure, being motivated?" I know those are all different areas, but
Yeah.
anything you could think of for mental reps, what would you recommend them do?
I do imagery. We learned in my sports psych class like imagery, and they had like two groups. It was the mental group, and then the group that just say they drilled a single leg. They mentally drilled a single leg for 30 minutes, or they it was a different sport, but they had a group, and they saw it was very little variance between the group that just did imagery and the group that just did reps. And I would say find a way to do both. I know something that's real big for me is at State College. I didn't get to go into rec hall before like the day before when I got there to not make weight, but it was like a after travel workout. And I got to, so I needed to get familiar with the environment. And so I did like my gymnastics, my jogging out in rec hall just to, so I could see the environment, see myself there. Uh, and maybe I don't really remember, but if I was doing some mental reps before my match, but also I encourage doing imagery before or after practice. I know there's times where Doug has us get ready for a scrap and do your match warm up, and he'll just surprise us. He'll be like, "All right, lay down," and you see yourself wrestling a match. And I'm still big on imagery, but I was almost like I got to watch myself because like I'll like worship the action of doing it instead of actually like the imagery part, and like, oh, I just got it done. And so it's like I was doing imagery after every practice, see myself running out in the national finals, getting a takedown. A little bit that didn't happen, but it's all I would recommend just do a little bit of imagery each day. Breathe, see yourself relaxed. I don't know. I know I'm breathing. Like I don't really pace. I relax and focus on my breathing before a match. And I guess that's advice. I would encourage to focus on one thing. Breathe. I know breathe. Randy says breathe all the time, and that word just calms my nerves every time. And it's just deep breath. And I don't know. I recommend before competition, just seeing yourself. If you've been to arena, it was nice that NCAA's was in Tulsa, because like I knew what it looked like with the stage out there, and all NCAA's kind of look the same. So you know at the McLeod Center, like see yourself walking out there after practice. Just do it for 7 minutes, and I think it'll make a world of difference. See yourself relax. See yourself. If you need to see yourself getting taken down and responding, that might be you too. But it's like if you need to just practice every position, every situation, not position. It's like you can say you get down, you're going to be ready for it. And yeah.
Oh,
So,
that's great. In fact, I was going to ask you about that, and then you just went right into it about how, like, well, what if things don't go your way? And like you said, you got to be prepared for that too. And
yeah.
then there's the environment that you're actually going to be in. I mean, sometimes you could, you've been there before. Other times, like you could visualize being there. That's tremendous. No, that's great stuff. Now, how about, I guess last question would be during a match, what would be some things you could do to either keep yourself calm or to keep yourself persistent, even if things aren't going your way, to like let things bounce off you, and to just and to have that aggressiveness when you're out there, to go for it, to pull the trigger.
All right, yeah. I might have two parts to this, but because I like the aggressiveness part. So the aggressive part, I think, goes with one, you have to wrestle out there for our coaches say it all the time. You have to go take risk out there for us to know what skills to work on. If we're just looking at each other for about 7 minutes, what are we gonna learn from this? Like, oh, one takedown, like you're gonna make it a 50-50 shot and 50-50 chance, like maybe. Like, I don't know if you want those odds, that's like sometimes you're about worse than a guy, you gotta take those odds, but I don't know. I believe I have some great skill and I'm pretty good. So it's like I think I don't want to leave it to 50-50. I like if 4 or 5, 3 takedown, 3 exchanges, 4 exchanges, I think I'm gonna get one of them. I hope. Or you know what? You just got to go out there and go back in the room and get better. And so it's like you got to go be aggressive. You got to give your coaches something to, and yourself, coaches and yourself something to learn. And 2, I don't know, I have this thing about no regrets, and COVID kind of taught me that. And I was like, wrestle like this is your last match. COVID taught me that in wrestling. In life, I had some other stuff, but where am I going? But it was like no regrets. Say the NCAA COVID could happen again in the NCAA tournament. Say our duel on Sunday gets canceled, and I try to break that down into practice. It's like, how can I leave this practice with, say this is, and like that's where in my head I'm very aware this could have been my last practice ever. I could get in a car crash. Like I hope it doesn't happen, but like I'm very aware of that. And it's like, are you gonna be proud of how you left practice? Are you gonna be proud of that was your last time going out there? And with COVID, that definitely taught me that. It was like, oh darn, this wrestling thing isn't end all be all. It's kind of something you just do and something not to put your happiness in. That's definitely where my faith grew. But I'm gonna just go out on that mat. I'm gonna go take as much risk as I can. And I think it got to a point like where I've got more skilled. It's more controlled risk. When I was like my freshman year, I know it's just like I just had to use the grit and the gas tank and the skill. And hopefully I think I've got to a point where my skill is a lot better, where I can be more controlled. So that's something I try to think about. No regrets. Just get the legs, no regrets. And also I do think of breathe. Randy says breathe all the time. Deep breath. I take this, if you ever watch me wrestle, I do take a long time to get back to the center, but it's all relaxing. It's me walking up to the line, getting foot on the line. Now you're ready. You see that I do that in practice. I do that in competition. So how can I make this practice as much as competition? Doug preaches all the time. We're NCAAs this year. Bring Kansas City into the room every day. All right. So I guess, so it's like, how can I make competition and practice similar? And that's something I think I'm doing a much better job of, because I don't know, I never really loved competition. So hopefully that answered the question.
No, that's great stuff. And you could see, like, for, you yourself and the coaches you've had over the years and still have, between the Askrens, Doug, Randy, like they're saying the right things. I mean, there's mindset lessons with almost everything you're saying there. So I mean, I hope the viewers are watching and sitting there with a notebook and a pen and taking notes on all of that, because all those little points are not small. They're a big deal. And if you don't have the gratitude, or the one step at a time, or the breathe, like any one of those could be an opening, in your armor. So yeah, absolutely. That's great stuff, Parker. So when's the next competition?
Oh, we have a duel against Columbia Sunday. So
awesome.
It'll be fun. First home duel.
All right. Good stuff. We wish you the best this year. Thanks for doing the show. Talk soon.
Sorry I was late.
Oh no, we're good. Take care.
Yep, you too.
Bye.